Hello, hello Libra. Welcome to your January 2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Libra. And just to remind you guys, I am not an astrologer. I am actually an intuitive counselor. I'm a psychic. I do cold reads. That's what I do. So just wanted to clear that up. I know some people expect an astrology reading. This is not an astrology reading. So that's all I have to say about that. And the other thing that I want to mention is if you are interested in the love and relationship readings, I will include the link to my Patreon. January is going to be a really nice intention setting for if you're in partnership or looking for partnership. So it'll be kind of a fun read. All right. Now let's see what's coming up for Libra. First thing we have is inside looking out. So you might find yourself really feeling a little bit withdrawn, or like there's a lot going on externally but needing to get to work within whatever it is that you're doing. I'm just reading this as being you in observer mode, not a whole lot of taking action, but instead just kind of behind the scenes, doing your work, taking care of things. It might not feel like a super active month. And in all honesty, you might just be integrating, you know, all the information that you learned in 2018 is kind of being integrated, and then you're really setting yourself up for 2019. But we'll see what it is that is going on otherwise. So the word of the month is devotion. Look at upcoming efforts through the eyes of your soul. Take up the task as if your heart depended on it. Apply yourself to a sacred passion with consistent presence. So 'tis the season for intentions, resolutions, and goal setting. Do you have any of those yourself? Do you have anything that you would really like to see happen in 2019? And it seems like this is the month to really commit to those daily actions that are going to make that possible. Like, what have you committed to? What are you devoted to? What are you devoted to? And that's going to be the secret for you. Now we have the animal card is zebra. This is interesting. I think that you're still in that manifesting zone in January because there's a reference to third eye here. So really building your next steps. That it might be that you find yourself getting more into gear in January than December. I know a lot of people do goal setting and all that stuff in December. It seems like yours kind of extends into the month. So maybe there's still some contemplation. Maybe there's still some stuff you need to take care of. Whatever the case may be, just do what's best for you. I think that it's going to be good for you to pay attention to whatever you want to build. All right, now the central energy for you in January is Seven of Feathers. Let me look at the crossing energy first to get a little bit of context. We have the Three of Shells. Okay, so this is like play, fun, friendships. And the Seven of Feathers is about picking up what you need and walking away from the rest. So I think that this month is going to be having you take a microscope to what you want in 2019 and what is not working or what doesn't fit with that goal. How have you committed to yourself in, how have you committed to yourself this year? And then what do you need to do in order to make yourself successful? So it seems like if you're fooling around or not being serious about what it is that you're really wanting and needing, then those are some of the things that you're going to need to walk away from. And it might just be some pleasure-based activities that need to go on the back burner. Like, play is an awesome tool, but if it's interrupting other things that you would like to accomplish, then typically that's one of the first things that gets put on the back burner. So just weigh it out for yourself and see what's valuable, what is worth investing in, and what are you taking a back seat on. What's shifting out for you is the Ten of Feathers. Beautiful. I love seeing this card in the past position because it's like you've already walked through the fire. You've already done the big release. And so now it's just like cleaning things up a little bit, like dusting things off and checking in to see what you're really wanting. Like, that's all this is. You did the big work, and so now you kind of get to really be intentional in January, and it seems like you're going to see things pick up pretty quickly. And then the oncoming energy is the Three of Torches. Yeah, so you have all this space where you're looking at what's coming up or what lies ahead, and you're charging towards it. I think it's because you have a lot more energy. There may have been something that was really weighing you down, and so this is just like the tune-up month, and then it's all systems go in the oncoming energy. So that looks really nice. I like seeing this, and that's also what the zebra does as well, because these two cards are very, very similar when I'm reading them, because the zebra needs to keep their eye on the horizon for predators, right? They like look at the landscape, and that's what the Three of Torches represents as well. So the outward manifestation is the Hanged Man. It's what you do consistently that matters. It's what you're devoted to. And I'm going to draw your attention back to apply yourself to a sacred passion with consistent presence. That is the thing to do in January. Be consistent. In the subconscious, we have the Nine of Rocks. So I think you've done a lot of work and you kind of get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Like I said, you did all this work. That's already done. That big release and clearing things out and fixing things up, it's like now you're just screwing in a few bolts, and so there's a sense of relief in January. You might still need to make a few adjustments, but it's nothing major at all. So it looks like things are clearing up tremendously, like you're paving the way for a new experience this year. So it looks like a great time to set up, get clear for yourself, for the things that you have going on, and go for it. The advice for you is the Four of Feathers. It's okay to rest. So don't forget how important that is, because look, the Nine of Rocks is like, oh, thank God we did all that work. Okay, now we're just going to sleep. Now we're just going to relax, take it easy. I think that is the best piece of advice here. So resting is perfectly okay too. And I like to remind people, rest can be strategic. Rest isn't always gluttonous or lazy. Rest can be something that you use to recharge your batteries, because resting intentionally is way better than crashing. So just keep it in mind if you find yourself overextending yourself or doing too much. External influences, we have Two of Feathers. I'm going to clarify this. The Three of Pentacles. So this is interesting. I think there might be some uncertainty as to what it is that you're going for or what it is that you're building. It's like if you haven't already been really specific with it, then the how you're getting there is still kind of fluid and a little bit wobbly. So you have to be really proactive when it comes to going with the flow and feeling things out. Because now the Two of Feathers, when I'm reading this, with the Three of Pentacles looks like you being adaptable. That's the thing. Don't get too stuck or be rigid in the path that you want to go. Make sure you are being flexible and fluid with your approach to things, and that's going to be how you get to your goals faster, you make things happen faster, is if you're devoted and you're willing to improvise and feel things out as they go. Okay, hopes and fears, we have the Six of Shells. Okay, so this looks like not wanting a repeat of whatever you've experienced in the past. So it's kind of like those fears that you would have as a child. Those might be coming back up, or, you know, if you didn't have all the information as a child, your mind might start going to all these scary places because you just don't know. That's really, because there's that childlike naivete here. And so I think it's just about keeping that, not at bay, but just keeping an eye on it. Like, children often think, if they think about something really scary, then that scary thing is going to happen. And so just pay attention to things like that. If you find yourself falling into that, it doesn't mean anything scary is going to happen. It just means that that part of yourself needs a little love, a little TLC. So be really gentle with yourself. Any fears that come up, just know they're trying to protect you, and it's not, you know, your grown version of yourself. It's probably a much younger part of yourself. And the outcome of January is the Ace of Torches. Boom. This is really exciting. I'm going to clarify this one. Your hope and fear section actually looks really relaxed. So that doesn't seem to be the overriding thing. I honestly think your adaptability and flexibility is going to be a greater asset than anything else in this reading. Okay, so to clarify the Ace of Torches, we have the High Priestess. So this is paying attention to your intuition. Great time for creative projects, for anything that you want to initiate, because it's like lighting the fire. That's what the Ace of Torches is kind of showing. So I think whatever you want to take action on, it's going to be available to you either towards the end of the month or beyond. So nice way to wrap everything up. This looks really clean, is how this is reading. Okay, now we're going to get into the timeline. So if you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. First quarter, so this will be like the first week of January, second, third, and fourth quarter. So first thing coming up, the Emperor. So your personal power, your will, your ability to make things happen and get things done and ultimately achieve the things that you desire, that is really potent at the beginning. And again, there's a reference to foundation here, like what I was talking about as far as you setting yourself up. That's happening in the first part of the month. The devotion card is like the daily actions, but you kind of need that foundation first so that you know what you're doing. Second quarter, we have the Chariot. So blazing ahead, moving forward. Don't forget, you want to clean things up first. Any fine-tuning, like go through it with a fine-tooth comb during that first week. Work out the bugs, and then really start going for it with that consistent daily action. However you're committing to yourself or to a goal that you have or whatever you're wanting. All right, because this is all in the service of what you desire and what you want. So that's kind of the context that you can apply this to. And the Chariot is just showing, like, yes, the action is there. Just make sure it's consistent, because this can get a little bit wild and reckless. And so it's better to have a little bit of structure, like put some reins on this just for yourself. And then third quarter, we have the Ace of Swords, so lots of ideas. It seems like you're getting more inspired. The more action you take, the clearer you get, the more ideas that you have about what is coming up and what you would like to have happen moving forward, because January is the year of setting intention, or the month that like sets the groundwork for the upcoming year. So make sure that you're still keeping that in mind all throughout January, and any tweaks that you want to make by the end of the year, you can start to implement and still get really great results. Do not underestimate what you can accomplish in a year. People underestimate the amount of time it takes to accomplish something, but they overestimate what they can accomplish in the short term, and they underestimate what they can accomplish within a year. So use that to your advantage. Okay, and wrapping up the fourth quarter, the Lovers. Okay, beautiful. So perhaps this does have something to do with partnership, if that's your thing, if that's something that you're interested in right now. It could be the appearance of a partner, it could be deeper connection with a partner. Otherwise, this could also have to do with you really giving to yourself, or being surrounded by people that you love, you adore, you cherish. It's just about those connections being important. Okay, now I'm going to do a 3-card pick. So go ahead, pick a card, any card, ask a question. All right, first thing coming up is the 5 of Pentacles. So this card is really asking you, are there areas where you've been feeling a lot of scarcity? Are there areas where you've been feeling a lot of resistance? I mean, what is coming up for you with the 5 of Pentacles as far as that lack, the poverty mindset, the I don't have enough, or I'm not getting enough done? This is very self-deprecating as well. I'm reading it as like negative self-talk. So just watch yourself on that this month, because it's not going to give you more energy to bully yourself or to push yourself too hard. Like, there's a difference between pushing yourself and then being harsh with yourself. So find the distinction between those two things. Card number 2, we have Judgment. So things are becoming more solidified. They're becoming way clearer for you, especially whatever path you're taking or direction you're going. It seems like you're going to be getting some really concrete answers on either what next steps to take, or whether or not you're doing things that are truly in alignment with you. So either way, this looks really good. And then card number 3, we have the Devil. So this is really highlighting, it's highlighting the old patterns. It's kind of like that 10 of Swords that you released. You might find those vices coming back up, because this is the Vice card. It's the hedonistic, pleasure-based only, the id of tarot. So that is what you're kind of being faced with or challenging, and it's just about recognizing the devil when it comes up and then pushing past it, or choosing something that is more in alignment with you than the old things that you've released. And once you're able to recognize that, you can kind of have compassion for that part of yourself. So that looks good. I mean, it's just about making an active decision, and that's really all this is reminding you to do. Don't go on autopilot. Be really intentional. Okay, my friends, that is all that I have for you today. Don't forget, if you want to get your relationship reading on Patreon, you are welcome. I will put the link right there so you know what address to go to. And yeah, that'll be a great one if you want to kind of set yourself up for success when it comes to relationships in 2019, in January, kind of getting into the groove of things. And you also get access to your 2019 love and relationship reading. So lots of perks there. And then I also want to let you know that if you want to work with me one-on-one, if you want to get an energy check, if you want to get a tarot spread, all the links are in the description box. All the cards I've used today are in the description box. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, sharing, following me on Facebook and Instagram. And until next time, I wish you nothing but the best, Libra. Have a good one. Bye-bye.